guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to my channel Talk with Viv, and my name is Vivian. How are you all doing? Yeah, today's topic is about things that you need to consistently do, that you need to know about, and then consistently put in practice without wasting time, without delaying or procrastinating. If you want to build a successful fashion career in Nigeria, I mean, fashion design has a whole lot of branches. There are different careers in fashion, and I think this information, this point applies to every career branch in fashion. And when I say these tips and points and information that you need to know, so you can still be a fashion designer in Nigeria, I do not mean that these things that I'm going to tell you, when you go back now to your business and you feel like you've implemented this, you're doing this thing for just 1 month or 2 weeks, that you now blow, everybody will know you like Vicky James in Nigeria. I don't mean it like that. What I mean, and I've been saying from the beginning of this video, is that this information, this point that I'm going to share, that I have learned from other people's or other, I said people, I mean people, from information and things that I have learned from other fashion designers who have built a successful career that I know personally, and people that I have watched from afar, and also from experiences that I've gathered from fellow stylists, also designers that I've been able to talk to and meet. When you do these things consistently over the years, not 1 year, not 2 years, because nobody has overnight success. And there are a whole lot of successful fashion designers too. But it has not been a journey of 2 years. My Atafo, Deola Sago, their brands, you don't, these big brands, you don't just look at them and think and say, oh, they started 2, 5. Many of them, you start seeing their success from, they started like 10, 15 years ago. So you consider that. But what I mean is, when you do these things consistently, then you become the next big fashion name. These are things that I'm also implementing into my own business, and I am actually saying that yes, these things do work when you consistently do it. Consistency is the key to everything. So we're going to start with point number 1. I think personally, or I know personally, that to be successful in fashion, you have to serve to be a master. Many people have this idea of fashion, the fashion industry being a very glamorous industry of, when you're interested in fashion, you just jump into the industry, learn for 6 months, and you jump into your own brand, and you begin to boom. That's not true. You need to, after learning, and while learning, you need to be willing to go the extra mile to serve whoever you're working with. And I just think it's just a principle of life. In every area and aspect of life, you have to serve to get to that level. You have to learn. You have to be willing to be under somebody. You have to be humble enough to be under somebody and do your best for that person. So when you get to that level, when you need people to do for you, you will have people who come, because what goes around comes around. When you don't do right at the beginning, you don't really, it's really going to, impede your progress a lot. So you who are just starting up, who are just coming up, be really willing to really serve. Serve the right people. Be willing to work, to put in the work, to be humble, and you see yourself climb with people's help. Those whom you have helped, people you have worked for, people you have served. Be willing to give you, help you, and put out their own hands as a stepping stone to your own greatness. Okay, so another point, second point that I think you need to keep in mind, very important, is that you need to not be in a hurry to be done learning. Right, I know a lot of people. In fact, this trend is very recently. You have a lot of people that are interested in learning fashion. Then they go and learn for 6 months, and they want to jump out again to start their brand. It just as somebody who has worked with fashion brands before, fashion brands that have fashion schools, I've had a lot of people. I've known a lot of people who came to join and learn from the fashion brands, and I've been like, oh, it's so better here learning. And you're like, oh really, what do you mean by better? And you're like, oh, I've been in other places, I've learned somewhere else, I didn't even enjoy it. They told me to come for 3 months or 5 months, and then I would learn how to sew a corset, sew this, sew that. And I was so busy. Some of them say, oh, I wanted to go to school or this and that, so I wanted to rush through it. And we're like, do you pay them? I'm like, oh, we paid. Some people say they paid half, some people say they paid full. And yes, you're back here to a place that I'm insisting that you have to spend a year, because many of these people that I've worked with, they insisted that these people that come to say, you have to spend a minimum of a year if you want to have that level of expertise. And then those people would have actually seen somebody who said, spend a year and a half or 2 years or 1 year so you can have that level of expertise that you need for your own business. And then they're looking at it like, oh 6 months, 1 year. No, I can't spend a long time under somebody learning something. I mean things I want to learn. Let me go for 6 months, or this other person knows how to teach better. She'll teach me quickly. I'll grab everything under 6 months and run. That's a lie. That kind of mindset is going to stop you from learning a lot. Because see, as fashion designers, you don't stop learning. 2 years, you can, even when you spend 3 years with a fashion designer in fashion school, you can never know everything finished. That will be enough for you to start your own brand. You have to actually continue learning, because when you start your brand, you will see other brands that are doing better than you. I mean, even till now, even big designers, you learn when people that are still upcoming, you learn from big designers, or even not so big designers. You see that there are ways they iron, there are ways they do other things that make fashion design sweeter, easier, and better paying. Do you understand? So you have to be open to learning. Don't be one of those people who wants to rush to learn finish in 6 months, in 3 months, in 7 months, and go and start your brand. It won't work that way. You will not learn anything. In fact, there's nothing you can know, because in fashion, practice makes perfect. You have to stay there a long time. Learn, practice, practice, practice. So you'll be able to have this level of expertise that even when you go out and you meet a style that you were not taught, you'll be able to, picture figure 1 and 2 together to be able to form a semblance to what you're being asked to do, or maybe even get what you're asked to do. And you'll be able to understand patterns you've not been taught, because you already have a very good foundational knowledge before from where you're coming from. Another important point that I think you should know as future successful fashion designers is that you need to not be a procrastinator. See, in this fashion industry that we are, in fact in every industry, whatever idea you have today, 10 other people or 100 other people have that idea, right? Now, if you take time in implementing your idea, in that space of 1 week, 2 weeks that you're procrastinating, I say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later. When I get this, I'll do it later. Somebody else is already doing it, and that person is cashing out what you're supposed to cash out. So look, when you have an idea, implement immediately, as far as you know it. In fact, even when it's not a good idea, there are good ideas where you're like, oh, I want things to be perfect, this and that. Even when things are not perfect, go straight away and implement that idea. And also be willing to implement whatever you learn. A lot of us learn new things. You pay for courses, you pay expensive amount for courses, online courses, offline courses. You learn some things freely and you don't implement, and then you forget them. You just go and throw them at the back of your wardrobe or your brain, and you can't even bring them out when you need them. So whatever new information you're learning, it might not even be how to cut or how to sew styles, like as per your business. So people don't even know how to run the business aspect of their fashion brand. So whatever new information you get, some of you pay a lot of fee to go for business schools, to to be able to implement it to your fashion brand, and then you don't implement it. So what's the essence? You're wasting money, you're wasting time, you're wasting resources. So always be willing and ready to implement whatever you learn. And remember, consistent implementation. Like I said, when you're doing these things consistently. So when you consistently implement what you're learning, of course, you're going to build your brand into that successful fashion brand that you want. Another point that is very important is, we fashion designers sometimes get complacent, and we get perfectly okay with what we know, and we don't make the move to learn more. I mean, we've seen, let me even give you an example. Back in the 2010s, before 2020, before this corset trend blew up, our mothers were doing this in the Gadi styles, old lace, these things, and these tailors knew how to do them and they were cashing out. But at this, all of a sudden, corsets came out, all these alter styles came out, new things came out, corsets, different kinds of things, and these our mother tailors, they didn't really make move to learn. They felt, oh, if you come and go, it's a fad. And they were like, please, I can't even stress. The knowledge I have now is enough for me. And look, some of them right now are almost out of business. I can tell you confidently. Because at the end of the day, corset has refused to go. Flounces have refused to go. Huge trains have refused to go. Now, only those designers who decided to be smart enough to go and learn from those who know are cashing out from it now. And those who did not know have lost their customers, because these customers have seen that these styles are not going and they want to wear it. So they're going to meet designers who will make them make it for them, and from there they stick to them most times. So, once you're seeing that, new styles and new fads are coming out, I think we shouldn't wait. Don't be complacent with what you know and say, well, I can't learn. Some people, you have the opportunity to learn. You have the time to learn, but you're too lazy to learn. You just want to rest them. And also, I think that to grow a successful fashion brand, you need to be willing to learn and become better. Apart from the other side of learning how to make new outfits and trends that are coming out, you need to be willing to learn new tips, new tricks that will help your products look better. We discovered that there are different ways to iron, there are different products to use, better things that will give your product that better look. I mean, somebody who left your brand in 2013 should not come back and meet your brand looking the same way in 2015. Should not come back and meet your finishing the same way. People have discovered new ways of finishing that, when some outfits are made here in Nigeria, that when you open it inside, you're like, wow, this looks like something, I would get from a foreign brand. So that is what you should work for. Your brand, your outfits, your brand outlook, your brand quality, the things you make should not look the same way as it looked like 2 years ago. Alright, so another important point that I believe is going to help you, and this one is not while you are this is before you start your brand. I personally believe, anybody's opinion might be different, but I personally believe that you should not be in a hurry to start your brand after learning. Some people have this idea that, immediately after learning, I want to start a brand. It's good. If you have the money here, it's fine. If you think it's the right thing. But personally, based on my experience and some other people's experience, I've seen people who started a brand immediately after, getting done with learning. And these people have closed down their businesses for a while and said, I need to go and upgrade, I need to go and do better, I need to go and work for people. Or these people have closed down because they couldn't manage their business, handle their business properly. I believe a period of internship or working as a stylist with a good brand after learning is going to help you build a successful career, successful fashion brand. Because at the end of the day, when you're starting immediately from a student to a boss with a fashion brand, it's like you want to, I personally see that like you want to make people, your clients who are going to come to you as a social experiment. Like you want to turn them into experiments. You want to be doing trial and error with your clients. And when you're doing trial and error with your clients, you're not going to keep them. For instance, when you work with other fashion brands, established fashion brands that have been doing this thing for years, and I've already had a system in place, even if it's not a formal system. But when you're there, you see how they do things. You see how creative directors relate with their clients, relate with their staff, and it will give you a foresight on how, okay, these are the things I should not do when I have my own brand. These are the way I should not relate to my staff. These are the way I should not relate with my clients, and these are the things that I should do. Or if you have a way to be able to see how these people run their finances, these are what I should do, this is where I can cut costs, these are other options. And there are a lot of things that you will not know when you start out on your own. For instance, ways to work, materials, tailoring materials, things like this. You will learn a lot when you work with people. So I'll personally advise that once you're done learning, don't just move immediately into opening your brand. You have some people that will take sometimes collateral, take loans, and take a big space, furnish it, put AC, make it beautiful because you want your brand to look like those you're seeing on Instagram. Forgetting that these brands have been there for years, and why their space is looking this way is because they have saved up and these people have been sewing in a roadside kiosk before they moved to the point where they are, and you will just want to move it. And then when you move into your own brand, you find that business is not as it looks like on Instagram. Some of these people that are looking like they just started today, and sometimes they're not really selling. Look, reality is different from social media. So you can spend almost $1 million into opening your space, and then in 2 years you've not even made that money back, and you find yourself struggling financially, mentally, and even business-wise, and it can be so, it can be so frustrating. So I believe that personally you should work, and even if you have money to open, maybe don't start big, start small. Little by little, and grow little by little. Better still, just work for somebody. Maybe internship if you're trying to protect your space and not be used as a slave. Do internships. Internships work right now in Nigeria. People are doing more of internships than even working as stylists, and you find out that it will help you. Internship gives you the opportunity to be able to work in different arms of the brand, and you'll be able to know, the finance department, how do they work? People also, how do they work? The costing department, how do they work? PR department, how do they work? And you'll be able to, take all these little experiences and use it to start your own. So you do not turn your own clients into social experiments. So that's what I mean. So I've also mentioned this next point I want to say before in the previous one, but I'm still going to say it regardless. I think you should start small. For anybody who is starting, you want to build a successful brand, start small. Don't go and invest all of your life savings into the business at once, because I'm telling you, sometimes you can invest. Look at that coronavirus period. Some people have started with a lot of money starting their business. Who was wearing clothes? Nobody was wearing clothes. People were not going for parties. So what would have happened to somebody who started with a lot of money at that point? Start small. Start with a smaller space. Don't over decorate your space. Don't over. You understand? Don't just be too big. Don't spend so much. Start little by little so you can get the hang of it. Because once you start so big, it will be harder to maintain. You understand? Because they're not really going to want to pay you so huge amounts when they don't really know what value you're giving to them. Another point that I want to say is for startups, really look, charge your worth. When you start, charge your worth. You know, when we start newly, like when I started newly, it's going to be hard to find people who want to pay that amount that you know, yes, like this is a fair amount, right? They look at it like you're just starting. I don't know what you're going to do for me. If you're going to do it right, or you're going to ruin my outfit. And some of them will want to take advantage of you, knowing you're looking for clients. They want to take advantage of you, and feel like you're going to let them pay whatever they want to pay because you need clients. I feel like that's exactly the reason why I said you should start small. If you want to be able to build that level for yourself, you need to be able to have started small, so you will not feel pressurized to make money and just take on any job that comes. So you'll be able to charge your worth. If charging your worth means you only be able to sell 3 outfits in a month in your beginning days, I think that is very fine, because you're not going to be paying so much for rent since you started small. If charging your worth means that it will take you 2 years to be able to have a big clientele, yeah, maybe like sewing 50 outfits in a month, I think you should do that. Charge your worth, because see, once you start charging somebody 500 naira from the beginning, it will really be hard to move up considering the way Nigeria is going. But once you charge your worth and you deliver, charge your worth and deliver, in fact, deliver double for their money. Look, I'm telling you, you already have them in your group. They can never leave you, and they already know what you are worth. They will never price you down. They only know that it is up, you're going. So charge your worth. And also another point is, I believe you shouldn't mix friendship with business. We will always have clients that are turned friends. We will always have friends that will become good clients. But I think you should draw a line between how you carry your friendships into your business, so your business into your friendships. I mean, they can affect how you operate properly as a business. You understand? When you have why I say this is because I know of brands that have more friends, so many friends patronizing, because this person doesn't, advertise. She's like, my friends, my friends, my friends, my friends. Yes, your friends will support you, but your friends, not all your friends will pay you your worth, because you're friends, and because you love your friends, you'll be like, okay, let me do it for them. I just want to do it for them. And you find out that you're not making as much as you should make. You're not making as much to maintain that business. So I think you shouldn't mix friendship. You should be able to know when to tell your friend, look, honey, I love you, but we have to do it like this. Or, okay, honey, I'm going to do it for you at this, because this is just going to be one. So know when to draw a line. And also, I'm not saying you should, treat your friends as trash because you want to form formal business. Know how to draw the line, know how to give them space, give them extra space, and know when to say, no, this is the limit. That's what I mean. And another important point, in fact, this one is very, very important. To be a successful fashion brand, do not hoard knowledge from people. Don't say, oh, I won't share this information. When somebody says, oh, please, do you know how to do this stuff? Can you help me? And you know how to do it, then you decide to give them wrong information, or you decide to hoard it. I'm like, I'm not going to tell them, because I want to be the only one doing it. How do you know you're the only one doing that thing? How do you know there's not somebody else that is doing it? Don't hoard knowledge, because you see, information, when you give people information, it's like you're investing in people. You're not investing money, you're investing your information, and information has more value than money. When you invest information in people, they will never forget, and they will always look for ways to pay you back. I studied in a polytechnic in Ibadan, and I learned from a brand, Gabriela Sora in Ibadan, and this woman, I met her first for my CWS. She did not charge me too much for CWS. Brands will charge you we ask you to pay a little amount for CWS. Then when I went back to her for my IT, because I enjoyed my time in CWS, this woman took me even though she was paying me for IT, she gave me responsibilities, taught me a lot, things that I was not supposed to know because I was not paying her. I wasn't paying her to learn pattern drafting, but she taught me everything I know today is from her. My foundation is from her. She gave me free hand leeway to learn even more than what I was supposed to know. Her business, her financial aspects, she put me in place. I was able to, she would tell me, bring in ideas, let's rub heads together. We built, policies together, we built a structure together, and today I am grateful for her and to her. And I've always referred people to her. Maybe these people I've been referring to her, if I refer to 10, maybe only 2 made from her. But that 2 is something, you understand? So because she invested in me, that information, I will never forget her. Likewise, I also know people that I have known personally that I have invested knowledge to them, and to date, I get good business deals from them. because they are internally grateful. I have somebody who constantly gives me bidding jobs because she doesn't stop saying thank you so much for teaching me how to make success. Thank you for not holding knowledge. We're working together in a brand. I could have just ignored her because when you're working as a stylist, you don't really need to do a lot. You're just cutting your own, whatever job you're giving, you cut it and you sew. But I was always willing to teach, like, oh, I like how you do yours, I like how you work, can you teach me? And I'm like, oh, sure, whenever there's a free time, I will teach, and I will teach happily, well, without holding knowledge. And to date, she's not the only one. And I also know other people who have these experiences with others because they shared knowledge. They are reaping, whatever, they are reaping the fruit of what they've sown with knowledge. So I believe information and knowledge, when you put it into people's life, it's an investment that you will reap. Might not be today, might not be in 2 years, but maybe in 10 years time, but you will definitely reap it. But that being said, do not only share information. Do not say, oh, okay, I can only gain from here and here. They're the only people I will share knowledge to, because some of you can be really funny. You just give knowledge freely, but don't let people abuse you. Because some people can want to abuse that knowledge you're sharing. Don't let people abuse you, understand? And also, when you're sharing information, protect your trade secrets. There are what are called trade secrets, and there is what is general information you can share. If you have something you do differently that makes your outfit stand out in a big way, I don't believe you should share that. That's just trade secrets. If there's a way you talk to your client, if there's a structure you have that is unique, if you want to keep it, fine. But if there are ways you can help people, like sharing information, sharing opportunities, sharing tips and tricks, like, oh, you can do this to make your outfit look better, I believe you can do that because it's an investment in people's life. And on this is number 10 point, and I think we're going to stop here. We're going to continue in another video because we don't want this video to be too long. This last one, I would say, I believe you should have mentors to be able to have a successful fashion brand. Have mentors, and when I say have mentors, don't only have people. Don't say Vicky James is your mentor. Vicky James can be your mentor, like, somebody from afar, you're seeing her growth, you're seeing how she's big, like, oh, I want to be like her, like for me, I love Matopeda. She's a brand, a brand in Lagos, and this woman has built her brand to the extent that recently we had like the entire cast of Real Housewives of Atlanta making their reunion outfits from her. This woman has gone global. Nene Leaks is rocking her outfit. So she's so big, and we also know about AJ Onubo. Like, these people are people that I look up to from afar. Like, oh, I love this brand. Copy how they do some things, learn things from them. Apart from those kind of people, don't just say, oh, James is my mentor, and then you have somebody by the side who you can learn more from. Have somebody who is around, somebody that can be like an accountability partner, somebody whose WhatsApp number you have. You see this person's post daily. Also a fashion designer, somebody who you can talk to. Maybe it's the person you learn from. So that when you're not doing so good, this person can always check up on you and be like, hey, what's going on? I've not seen you work in a long time. And then you can also see this person's post and see how this person is growing. Because it's whoever is close to you, their growth is what will push you more than who you're seeing from afar. You understand? So I believe you should have mentors, both those that are near to you, those you know personally, and somebody who you can look up to from afar. And that is going to be the last point that I'm going to be sharing in this video. And like I said before, I'm not giving you juju. I'm not giving you something that you now say you want to blow within, you want to start the fashion brand. No. Even if you listen to this point, you can see me saying start small, hold on, be patient. Yeah. What I mean is, this point, when you do them consistently over the years, you build a successful fashion brand. And let's not forget that success is not about the money. Yes, as a fashion designer, we need to be able to work and make money and have a good life. But success is mostly about the impact you're making. When people mention your brand in 5-10 years time, what is it like? I mean, when you mention Mai at Apple, Mai is not a luxurious person, it's not a glamorous person. But when you say, oh, I made my outfit from Mai, or you mention Mai and say, oh, Mai is coming to teach a workshop, people are eager to hear from you. That's the impact it's created. Because James has created this impact too. Success is not about, oh, I have millions in my account, plenty money, and oh, so it's about the impact. What do people say about your brand? You can be making money and charging a lot at the beginning in the next 5 years. But if you don't have a quality brand, a brand that churns out quality products, I'm telling you, that success you think you have in 5 years, in the next 5 years again, you're not going to have it again. Success is about the quality of your brand. Success is, can your brand compete globally? Not about money, but with quality. With your impact, can your brand compete? That is what I mean by success. What I mean is, when you do these things consistently, you place your brand at a point where you can compete globally. when they bring somebody, a global designer artist, and puts here, you're like, oh, okay, the finishing is nice. And somebody who is used to patronizing luxury brand will not have a problem coming to you because, oh, they've seen what you do, they've seen your fit, they've seen your quality, the quality of that your brand brings out, and they're like, okay, that's something I can be proud to wear. That's what I mean by successful fashion brand. That is where we're going to end today. We're going to continue with this particular topic. Things you need to know to build a successful fashion brand. That is when you do it consistently. We're going to continue in another video. Until then, I'd like to say that I love you all. Please subscribe to this channel. Please, I'm begging you people. See, I'm switching back to, I beg, you guys should subscribe to this channel. That would be a huge support, show of support for me. When you subscribe and then like the video, leave a thumbs up. Yeah, like the video. Show your comments, show your thoughts, show your opinions. Do you have something else you want to add? Please add in the comment section, and do not forget to tap that bell icon so that when next I post a video, you will be among the first persons to know. And just support me, basically support your girl. I love you all. So next time, my name remains Vivian, and this is So Free. Bye. It's a indica, it's a